Please welcome to News Mongolia on MNB World. I am Jugdir Gambold. And for our top stories. Capital city residents to have reliable water supply for the next 100 years. Regular cabinet meeting outcomes. For other news, stay with us. The president of Mongolia, Hursukhna, visited the construction site of a plant for purifying drinking water with advanced technology under the Millennium Challenge Second Compact Agreement.
Plant in Mongolia.
The work started in 2021 and is 56% complete and expected to be finished next year, at which point testing and adjustment work will begin. The president stated that this project, a symbol of the strategic partnership between Mongolia and the United States, is crucial for ensuring a reliable water supply to citizens, organizations, industries, and enterprises, thereby contributing to sustainable development in the future. He also wished success to all organizations and employees of the government, as well as domestic and foreign private sectors involved in timely project implementation. The plant will draw 140,000 cubic meters of water per day and up to 50 million cubic meters per year from 30 ground wells near the biocombinat and Shawon factories. This water will be deeply purified and supplied to the centralized network, increasing Ulaanbaatar's water supply by more than 50%.
This project will contribute to food security, water supply, and nature preservation. Therefore, the President and government of Mongolia attach great importance to this project.
This is one of the largest investments that the United States has made in Mongolia, and we're very proud that it will substantially increase the amount of clean water to the residents and businesses of Ulaanbaatar. The economic impact that this project will provide, once it is complete, will be enormous. I want to underscore a very important point. The MCC Water Compact is a partnership between the United States and Mongolia, which means both countries committed financial resources towards the construction of this advanced water purification plant. Not only is this a partnership that invests in this incredible public works project, but what excites me most about this project is that it will integrate advanced state-of-the-art technologies and capacities for Mongolia in the purification and recycling of water. Water is critical to the economic future of this country, and I'm very pleased that we are working together in support of that.
A Turkish company is contributing to this project as the main implementing company. Mongolia and Turkey have a long history of cooperating, and our country will seek opportunities to cooperate with Mongolia on various projects.
The United States Millennium Challenge Corporation has provided a grant of $350 million, while the government of Mongolia is investing up to $111.7 million. All three projects will be completed by 2026. The construction process is almost completed, so starting this June, we will start the technical equipment installation process. The Compact's water supply project will support the construction of new groundwater wells and a state-of-the-art drinking water purification plant, a new wastewater treatment plant, and the development and implementation of policy, legal, regulatory, and institutional reforms to enhance the long-term sustainability of Ulaanbaatar's water supply. In this context, new groundwater wells and a state-of-the-art drinking water purification plant will be built, along with a wastewater treatment plant. More than 180 water distribution buildings in the village will be automated, and a laboratory with advanced technology will be established to reduce and control industrial pollution. For example, the wastewater treatment plant will reprocess treated water and supply it to thermal power plants. This will save the fresh groundwater equivalent to 4 bird lakes every year and make it possible to use so-called grey water in many fields in the future.
On May 15, 2024, during its regular session, the Cabinet of Mongolia made significant decisions to enhance the support and inclusion of citizens with developmental challenges. The Cabinet approved the revised draft law on social protection of citizens with developmental challenges and decided to submit it to the Parliament of Mongolia, incorporating recommendations from Cabinet members.
The new law will establish a classification system for budget allocations related to disability rights, ensure measures to protect and improve access to education and employment for persons with disabilities, and enhance public services and NGO support. It will outline the framework for governmental bodies and facilitate interagency collaboration. A developmental center for children with disabilities will be funded to improve social protection for caregiving parents. Social security measures for unemployed caregiving parents will be strengthened, and specific funding for incentives for athletes with disabilities will be designated. Housing accessibility regulations will be improved, and a temporary council on disability rights will be transformed into the National Committee for Persons with Disabilities, aiming to fill gaps in existing legislation. Additionally, Batyrtym Batmanimbo, head of the National Olympic Public Physical Education and Sports Committee, was tasked with establishing a sports complex equipped with specialized sports equipment for people with developmental challenges. This facility will be equipped with state-of-the-art sports equipment designed specifically for people with developmental challenges, promoting their physical health and sports participation. These initiatives mark a significant step forward in Mongolia's commitment to supporting and empowering its citizens with developmental challenges, ensuring their rights are protected and their needs are met across various aspects of life.
Please take a look at current affairs of Mongolia.
The event features a full marathon spanning 42 kilometers and 195 meters, along with half marathons covering a distance of 21 kilometers, 10 kilometers, 5 and 1.5 kilometers. Special Olympics categories for distances 0.8 kilometers and half kilometer will also be included. Notably, half of the registered participants are enrolled for distances of 10 kilometers or more, with participant numbers increasing annually. For the convenience of attendees and spectators, a food court will be set up during the Ulaanbaatar Marathon 2024, with catering opportunities available for individuals and restaurants through collaboration with Lemon Praise, as indicated by Senchirma, a press representative for the Haipei company. International interest in the marathon is evident, with participation requests already received from countries such as Kenya, Japan, Germany, Great Britain, France, and the Russian Federation, as well as online registrations from Australia, Austria, the USA, and England. Presently, 4,334 requests have been received, with 1,678 confirmation of online registration.
As per Mongolia's legislation regarding public holidays and commemorations, citizens observe non-working public holidays on 9 occasions annually. Buddha Day, celebrated on the 15th day of the first month of summer, according to the Buddhist calendar, commemorates 3 significant events in Buddha's life: his birth, enlightenment, and departure from the human realm. This year, Buddha Day falls on May 23rd.
Now please take a look at currency exchange rates provided by the Central Bank of Mongolia. Now please have foreign news partnered with international news agencies. Mourners gathered for a funeral Thursday for one of 5 soldiers killed in northern Gaza, which Israeli media said was the result of a friendly fire incident. The military released the names of those killed, but did not immediately disclose the circumstances of their deaths. Israeli army radio said a tank fired on a building housing the soldiers, killing 5 and wounding 7.
There have been multiple friendly fire incidents throughout the 7-month-long war. At least 27 soldiers have been killed in mistaken fire by Israeli forces, according to military figures. The incident comes as Israel has reinvaded parts of northern Gaza that it previously said it had asserted control over. Heavy battles have taken place with militants in recent days, and rocket fire toward Israel has increased, suggesting Hamas is regrouping in those areas. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has faced criticism from Israel's top ally, the US, as well as at home, for not moving toward a post-war vision for Gaza that would replace Hamas with different Palestinian governors. Along with the fighting in northern Gaza, Israeli troops have also pushed into parts of the southernmost Gaza city of Rafah. Around 600,000 Palestinians have been driven out of Rafah since the beginning of last week, the UN said. In northern Gaza, Israeli evacuation orders have displaced at least 100,000 people so far. Some 80% of Gaza's population of 2.3 million Palestinians have fled their homes since the start of the war, with many relocating multiple times. No food has entered the two main border crossings in southern Gaza for more than a week. Some 1.1 million Palestinians are on the brink of starvation, according to the United Nations, while a full-blown famine is taking place in the north of the territory. The war began with the Hamas attack on southern Israel on October 7th, in which Palestinian militants killed around 1,200 people and took about 250 hostages. Gaza's health ministry says over 35,000 Palestinians have been killed in the war without distinguishing between civilians and combatants in its count.
Russia's Vladimir Putin will arrive in Beijing early on Thursday for his first foreign visit since being re-elected to his 5th term as Russian president.
The Kremlin announced that Putin and Chinese leader Xi Jinping will discuss comprehensive partnership and strategic cooperation, focusing on new directions and key international and regional issues.
Russia has burned the bridges with the West. No matter how war in Ukraine ends, it's unlikely that we're going to see an ultimate resolution where Russia is able to normalize its ties to Europe and the United States, sanctions going away and so on. I don't think that this is possible, at least at this point. So it will be a durable process of estrangement and confrontation between Russia and the West that can be dangerous. And then China is also in this downward spiral of deepening geoeconomic tech competition that also has a security dimension. That will be the forces that drive Russia and China closer to each other.
Putin's two-day trip comes as fighting in Ukraine reaches a critical stage, with Ukraine awaiting new military supplies from the United States.
I think that there are items on the agenda that will be the underwater part of the iceberg that will be not publicized but will be really key for Russia. And that's continued access to the dual-use goods and other critical components that feed the Russian military machine, access to RMB payments and way to circumvent sanctions and recent US moves to put Chinese banking system under pressure and cut the flow of this financing to Russia. So they will definitely talk about that.
Military ties between Russia and China have grown with joint war games and increased energy exports to China. Russia relies on Chinese tech to bypass Western sanctions.
Putin and Xi's summit in Beijing is really consequential because it drives two largest and strongest partners on the Eurasian landmass closer to each other in a somewhat forced marriage, but marriage that has a very distinct anti-Western tilt. And that's something which will have second-order effects for many years to come for everybody.
He mentioned that Xi and Putin will secretly discuss military goods, RMB payments, and sanction circumvention. This visit aims to challenge the US-led democratic order with a more authoritarian model.
Well, that's all for today. Thank you for staying tuned. We'll see you next time with more news and updates. Have a good day.